discussion is now on the issue of unexplained wealth and the staggering levels of corruption in Nigeria. Recent statistics reveal a deeply troubling reality. Corruption has not only battered the Nigerian economy, but has also impeded the nation's progress for years. Unexplained wealth, often associated with corrupt practices, continue to cast a long shadow over the nation's future. According to Transparency International, Nigeria consistently ranks among the most corrupt countries in the world, with over 70% of its citizens reportedly experiencing bribery in their daily lives. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, further highlights the scale of this issue, with billions of naira lost to corrupt practices annually. These staggering figures serve as stark reminders that corruption remains a pervasive problem, hindering the socio-economic development that Nigeria so desperately needs. The consequences of this widespread corruption are not just numbers on a page, but have real and far-reaching impacts on the lives of Nigerians. It's a harsh reality that deprives millions of citizens of vital resources, stifles economic growth, and hampers the development of critical infrastructure and public services. As a result, Nigeria struggles with challenges like inadequate healthcare, poor education, and a lack of basic amenities. This alarming situation underscores the urgent need for comprehensive reforms to combat corruption and recover stolen assets. Tonight, I have joining me Senator Ali Ndume, a senator representing Borno South in the National Assembly. Between the next few seconds that we have before break, let's open the conversation. Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
How bad is this issue of unexplained wealth in Nigeria?
Well, it's so bad that most Nigerians know about it, but nothing is virtually being done about it. You know that there are some wells out there, even in your area here. This is Guzape. You see out here in the studio, massive buildings. That if you just simply ask the question, then you find out that it's not the business people or estate developers, but individuals. And you cannot comprehend how they come about such wealth. And nothing is done about it. Nothing is being done about it. And as you rightly said when we started, the earlier the government does something about corruption, the better for us.
When you say unexplained wealth, because I read one of your speeches about it, and I know that you are trying to bring this up on the floor of the Senate and to discuss it deeply and perhaps find solution, is also something that also affects some of you and your colleagues about the issue of unexplained wealth, about suddenly someone just coming into a political office and all of a sudden he becomes a big man, someone who comes from nothing, and suddenly, just in a few months, suddenly he cannot explain what. Is our system so porous that we cannot check these kind of things?
Yeah, it is. And that's why there is the need to urgently sign what I even think the president who comes in, or even the last one that still came in with this mantra of fighting corruption. And if we don't fight the corruption, there can't be meaningful development. And in fact, the effect of it rolls over so many things. So that is the need for the unexplained wealth. And it is being practiced, adopted by United Nations. UK has what they call unexplained wealth order. America, France, Germany, and even Kenya recently. They have this law that gives a court or investigating bodies like EFCC, ICPC to now investigate. It is not like taking somebody to establish criminality. No. It's just like, if you're wearing this watch and I know your income, it's not in tandem with the value of that.
Yeah.
It's simply to say,
explain it.
Explain. If you have explained convincingly, you are free to go and have your watch. But if you do not explain adequately, that watch is seized and then auction if it have to, and the proceeds goes into the government account because it's people's money.
Are you trying to lead that debate and for a bill on the floor of the Senate?
Yeah, I've tried severally. I've tried, but the excuse here and there. I think the best way to get this across is when the bill comes from the executive. The executive, or in the interim, the president, the current president, should sign an executive order on unexplained wealth.
So it is not only on citizen. I mean, we have political office order.
Yeah.
In fact, there are research that are being done that in Nigeria today, most of the houses that you find in Asokoro, Maitama, in Lekki area of Lagos, and in the posh and the luxurious areas of major cities in Nigeria are owned by civil servants.
Yeah, that's it. I know of civil servants that live in a house that their income, not only their income, their salary or their life pension, assuming they will live in this world for 90 years or 100 years, if you calculate their legitimate income, you cannot buy the house they are living in. And in Nigeria, they find it comfortable to drive from that house to their office. The same thing with some of our politicians, especially the politically exposed sponsors and those, and like ministers. You find, as you rightly said, you find some of us come to the National Assembly and suddenly, you know. So they need to investigate so that the fight against corruption should not be reactive, it should be proactive. And then you try to discourage people. Like right now, an American senator is in court and he's likely to be jailed.
Why?
Because he got a FBI. Is it FBI they have there?
Yeah, FBI, yeah.
Yes, I think it was not a whistleblower, but information, because they have informants everywhere. Raided his house, they found a Mercedes-Benz and then bar of gold and cash dollars, and they took him to court because that's not explained well. And they allege, actually, after a thorough investigation, that they're alleging that he got this money by influencing. He's the chairman of Foreign Affairs, I think. Yeah, Foreign Affairs. The business for some Egyptians. Mm. Right now in America, he's in court.
I'm pushed to almost ask you, is that not a failure on your own side and some of your colleagues that this kind of important bill that we see to curtail and curb corruption is not able to succeed?
Well, I will partially accept what you say, but equally, Sheung, we as politicians are public servants.
You should be public servants.
Yes.
But a lot of the times, that is not the case. That is your role, ordinarily.
Wait, the public are those that are supposed to put us on our toes, to represent them, to account for our actions, or even our assets, or our belongings. That's why before you are sworn in, you need to go to Code of Conduct Bureau to declare your assets. But how many times have you heard of the Code of Conduct Bureau? And we declare our assets at the end.
But do you know what happens, Senator?
Yes.
At the Code of Conduct Bureau, a lot of them, they will say, this is my property. Mm-hmm. It costs about 1 naira. They will say it's 10 naira.
Yes.
But when they come back, they will now deflate it so that they, you know the reasons.
But still, that is a loophole from the Code of Conduct. Because if you say, I have this is my laptop,
yeah,
which I didn't have, or it's a laptop that is costing 50,000 or 500,000, and I declare it as something that is 2 million, anticipating that I will buy an upgrade of that to cover. It is the responsibility of that institution to check.
But does it have the capacity? Because this system has not built, and they do not have the capacity to do what they are supposed to do.
They have to build the capacity.
So the question is,
I agree with you. Not
you are
only
saying that the executive should push the bill for unexplained wealth.
Not only pushing.
To propose it.
You see,
to be an executive bill.
Not only that. It's, to me, should be more than that. This government, on the previous one especially, came under the mantra of fighting corruption. Mm-hmm. You can't fight corruption effectively by being reactive. You have to be proactive. You have to know. You have to make the public know that you are working, you are investigating people, not when your opponent or your enemy or your rival writes an appointment, petition against you to EFCC or ICPC or no. They don't have to wait for petition. They are supposed to be tracking us, for example, the politically exposed persons, to know, and even the private individuals and the public and the corporate organizations, because this corruption is not only with the politically exposed or public servants or civil servants.
How dangerous is this unexplained wealth? There are those who say that a lot of the terrorism that we see and the insecurity we see in the country today are linked to these people who cannot explain their wealth.
No, it's
and they are using it to fight the state.
It's part of it. Part of it is, as you said, financing of criminalities. And then there are some that you have not mentioned in Nigeria now that is growing. That is, we are joining the cartel, where drug barons move money from here. You find the cocaine being seized, and then the question is, where do they get it from? Because it's not produced in Nigeria.
For those kind of criminality?
No, the criminals is a worldwide something now they have to go around. That is another sect itself. There are some people that are doing this through Yahoo now, but the ones we see arrested are small ones. And the one that maybe one or two, and which was arrested, was a big one, but it is international. But you have them in Nigeria. You know, for example, the amount of money the banks lose as a result of internet fraud. But all we see is the Yahoo boys, they call, that, defraud people 1 million, 2 million or so, but the big ones. And you can see also, even the civil servants that are caught in the distance of corruption, they go free almost, so to say. That is, they go on bail, on whatever they call it, self-recognizance bail, and then you start hearing them that they are trying to settle with the government out of court. What do they call it again? That term, a plea bargain.
Plea bargain, yeah.
No, I mean, we are not serious. But
if this President Bola Tinubu, wants to show the world and this country that he wants to fight corruption,
he must start. If I were him, not necessarily after this program, tomorrow is Monday, he should just bring a paper and sign presidential executive order.
On unexplained wealth.
Unexplained wealth.
If you are a politician, you're a minister, you're a senator,
you're
living above your means.
You should explain where you got that money.
The EFCC chairman, the new guy, I
asked him. I told him.
In fact, what he's done last week was to ask all EFCC officials to then now declare their assets.
Yeah.
But I think we need to go further than that.
Yeah, that is also not very far, because I have been following the system. You see corruption in EFCC.
Really?
Yeah, you see it. When you go to EFCC, may be transferred from police to EFCC. After 1 year, 2 years old, 2 years, you see the difference.
So there's corruption in EFCC itself that is supposed to be fighting corruption.
Yeah, you can see it. Not that I cannot pin it down, but you can see it. You just explain about your watch. You said people, and I asked you, why did you get this watch? You have to tell me now. Yeah. The next thing is, when after leaving here, I'll find out who is that your friend that gave you this watch,
yes,
and whether it is true.
It is true or not.
But if not, then I will ask the EFCs to come and collect.
Come and find out and see.
It's Katia, is it?
Yeah.
It's Katia?
Yeah.
It's the cost of that your watch is about 5 million. You said it.
I need to make a lot of money then
if you go, if you want me to auction it for you, I can get you 2 million.
As an agent?
Yes. I can get you 2 million.
I mean, this is not a joke.
I'm serious. No, it's not a joke.
The fact remains that we need to be serious about fighting this corruption.
But I told you now, right now, if it's simple to me, especially, I'm not a professional, but if I am a professional, I saw this your watch, and I gave an example of it. And during the break, you said, this is what happened. And I agree with you.
But I'd like to know, if you are asking the executive to take this action,
yes,
and if they don't do it, because you said it's not been successful in the National Assembly,
yes, I asked,
where do we go from here?
I don't know.
Because we need to find a solution.
The public can pressurize the executive or even us, the lawmakers, and even the international community. Remember, the genesis, the origin of EFCC was because in 2020, the global financial something refuse to recognize Nigeria unless they set up NFIU.
NFIU, yeah.
That was what led to the establishment of EFCC. And the first person appointed then was Ribadu. The NFIU in Nigeria is there still. And they are working, but they are not effective. Because we have not seen any result.
Yeah, but because, again, I bring it to some of you who are in the government. Those of you who are in the National Assembly, a lot of Nigerians have questioned the morality of you getting those luxury vehicles. You're terming it as for logistics and for operational purpose. They say, look, if you want to do operations, those are not the kind of vehicles. You get something that can weather the storm, not an expensive, luxurious vehicle as a Land Cruiser. Well, which we understand will cost about 160 million, Senator.
No, I don't know.
How do you explain to people of Borno South that their senator is driving, is living in opulence, and yet they are living in poverty?
Well, I really didn't want to talk about this. Because first of all, for me, I've been in this system for long. In 1999, when it was at the 4th or 5th Assembly, buying vehicles for public servants or civil servants is not a new thing. It is only, as you said, what are the implications? What is the cost? And what are the alternatives? For me, the issue that has been raised, yes, the public has that right to do that. But for me, I come to serve the people, and in serving the people, my major constitutional role is oversighting and making laws. If I have to do that effectively, then I need a vehicle that will enable me to do that effectively. That is, I think, the idea behind buying.
But over the years, that idea has grown into...
Over the years, that cost is going up.
And the quality of the vehicle also had gone up.
Yes.
Because I remember...
Because there's a reason.
406.
Yeah, 406. Our 406.
Camry, you were being offered those vehicles.
Yeah, but it did not serve the purpose. That is why the senators then, I think in 2007, went for Prado. But that Prado was the least of jeeps, the cost. But remember that time. But then I think we lost 2 senators or so because of the instability of the vehicle. So that was why when next they went for Land Cruiser. By then, the difference between the cost of Prado that was bought VX and the Land Cruiser was not that much. Then I was in the leadership then. Even now, I don't know the cost of each vehicle they are buying. That is supposed to be the responsibility of the management. But it is not also new that public servants, especially in the rank of ministers, heads of parastatals and all that, it's not new to buy vehicle for them. Yes, I understand that the cost is high, but when you look at you make the cost-benefit analysis, then you begin to wonder, what is it that is supposed to be done? Do you now say that no vehicle for the senators because of the economic...
Some of your colleagues are making the defense that ministers are getting 6 vehicles.
Yeah. But that is one of the excuses too.
But the question is that, does it make it right?
No.
The question is that the state of the country, the state of the economy is bad. People are suffering. There's poverty in the land. Can those who say they are representing the people, representing the poor people, and they are living large, is it explainable, Senator?
It is. Because, number one, I and you have agreed that we need mobility to do our work effectively. Then you do the calculation. We are about 200 million in Nigeria, 774 local government. And I don't know the total cost of what is being spent on these vehicles and divide it by, let's say, okay, don't buy the vehicles and give Nigeria their money for the vehicles and distribute it among Nigerians. Calculate it, you'll find out that it may end up...
Yeah, because I need to ask you one more question before we close, Senator.
Yeah.
Do you think if you take that kind of vehicle to Borno South, would your constituent clap for you or boo you?
No, it's not a big deal. Because right now I came here with I mean, when I came here with the Land Cruiser that was given to me during
the 8th Senate.
Yes, no, the 9th Senate.
But have you finished paying for it?
No,
you're supposed to pay for it.
No,
at the end of the day.
No, I pay I pay for car loan. This is not my this is not.
But this one is being given to you, isn't it?
No, not given to me. It was boarded to me. After 4 years of using it, the vehicles were boarded, and the senators have the right of first refusal.
How much was it boarded to you?
I can't remember the exact.
But at a very ridiculous.
No. I complained even.
So, Senator, we have just about 30 seconds to go. What is wrong with the undercurrent between you and Senator Akpabio? You seem to be not the first time you have objected to his style of leadership. You have a problem with him?
No. My problem maybe is the way he handled the situation. And what happened the last time was, I think, misunderstood or taken out of context. Look, don't forget, I fought here. I came here and campaigned for Akpabio. You can't build a house and destroy it. But I think the main problem is that I'm more experienced than him.
So when you don't agree with
no, not agree. No, when I try to correct him, then sometimes like that incident now, he overruled me. You don't overrule your chief whip. Yeah, chief whip. No, not even yes.
You're supposed to be the one that
I'm supposed to be the one to call him to order, not me. And then that time he's supposed to invite me. He say, come on. Then we talk one-on-one. But he said,
not overruling you separately.
Yes, he took advantage of the gavel. And coincidentally, it was 12:30.
And you needed to go and pray.
Thank you.
But who are those that are planning to impeach him in the Senate?
Well, I'm hearing that too. But it's not new in the...
And you know that in the Senate, when you are hearing, it's likely to happen.
No, it's not likely to happen. I can tell you that. It will be...
We're totally out of time, Senator. It's always a pleasure talking to you. On this bill of unexplained wealth, we will not leave you until something is done. Let's make it happen as a people.
Yeah, I would try to do that. In fact, what I was thinking, I already shared this idea with the Attorney General of the Federation. And I spoke with the president sometime back before he became the president. And he is so much concerned too about the corruption in the country.
Thank you so much indeed, Senator Ali Ndume, Chief Whip of the Senate and Senator representing Borno South.